There's something really important about idioms that I've never told you, but today, finally, I'm going to reveal all. Hello, it's Keith from the Keith Speaking Academy, here to help you become a more confident speaker of English. Now then, today I've got some good news and some bad news. Which do you want first? I'm going to give you the bad news first. Here's the bad news, especially if you're preparing for IELTS. So if you want to become more like a native speaker of English or get IELTS band 7 or 8 or 9, you know that you need to use idiomatic, less common idiomatic expressions, right? But idiomatic expressions includes idioms, but also other expressions. So you're like, what? You mean having learned idioms, I've now got to learn other expressions? Yes and no. And here's the good news. The good news is you probably know a lot of idiomatic expressions, but you don't know that you know it. Okay, let me explain. Idiomatic expressions is like a big umbrella, right? It's an umbrella to include all the expressions that are idiomatic. What does idiomatic mean? Well, if you look in the dictionary, it'll say natural language used by native speakers, but it's also where the meaning of a phrase is different from the meaning of the individual words. It has a more abstract meaning or figurative, sometimes metaphorical meaning. Okay, so we've got our umbrella, idiomatic expressions, which include idioms, like over the moon, includes metaphors, similes, proverbs, but also some phrasal verbs, right? Like to put off the meeting, to delay, but also some lexical chunks and formulaic phrases or expressions like by the way, or oh, hang on, right? Where all of these are idiomatic. I mean, let's take idioms first, because you know idioms, right? Like to be over the moon, to be happy, very happy, to spill the beans, to hit the sack. All of these are idioms where the meaning of the words is not the same as the overall meaning. It's more metaphorical or figurative, right? With idioms as well, often there's a cultural reference there. With idioms, there's often an SVO, subject, verb, object, right? For example, the expression to spill the beans, right? Here are my beans. Now, whoa, I've spilt the beans. Now, to spill the beans, I have spilt the beans, doesn't mean to spill the beans. It does, but it can also mean to tell a secret. That's more figurative. And there's this subject, verb, object. I spill the beans. You spilled the beans. Yesterday, he spilt the beans. You can change it around, right? You can change the tense. It's a grammatical phrase. Now then, those are idioms. Idiomatic phrases, and here I'm referring to idiomatic lexical chunks and idiomatic formulaic phrases. Idiomatic expressions are also expressions or phrases that are not literal exactly, but they're more figurative. However, they're different because normally they're not grammatical phrases. Often they don't have the SVO. Okay. By the way, if you're not sure about SVO, go and check out this video and it'll tell you all about it. Okay. Very often there is not a cultural reference. It's not image-based. It's just a short phrase that is not 100% literal. For example, by the way. By the way. Oh, by the way, I have to leave soon because I've got a bus to catch. By the way is used when we're changing topic of conversation, but it doesn't mean next to the road or next to the path, right? I'm not by the way. It's not literal. It has a more figurative meaning. So it's idiomatic. It's often what we call an idiomatic expression that can be a lexical chunk or a formulaic expression where it's not 100% literal, but it's more idiomatic. Okay, by the way. That's an example. Now, the reason I've not talked about this in my teaching is because it's very complicated. It's not black and white, idiomatic expression, right? Because there's no dictionary of idiomatic expressions. There's no list of all the idiomatic expressions, the lexical chunks, the formulaic expressions. It just doesn't exist. So it's hard to teach and it's hard to learn. But what I'm going to try and do today is show you the difference and teach you 10 of the very common idiomatic expressions we use in everyday speech. And with that, you should start to get a feel for what these are, and you'll notice you actually know already a lot more than you realize. So the way I'm going to do this is I'm going to show you a dialogue. I want you to try and spot the different idiomatic expressions, and then I'll go through some idiomatic expressions, explain what they are, how they're used, and then we'll come back at the end and you'll see how it all makes sense in that dialogue. You'll be able to spot them, hopefully start being able to use them. And with that, build up your confidence to understand native speakers and use this language, the natural language that native speakers use. All right then, are you ready? Let's do it. Okay, here's the dialogue. See if you can spot the idiomatic expressions, and how many are there?
Hi, Tom. I'm just getting dinner ready. By the way, did you book that trip to Greece yet?
I'm afraid not. The flights are really expensive at the moment, so I decided to wait for the time being.
Fair enough. Oh, and remember, always use incognito mode when searching. Otherwise, they know it's you and increase the price.
Oh, I didn't know. Okay, I'll do that.
On another note, have you got your new passport?
Yep. As a matter of fact, I picked it up yesterday.
Oh, nice. So you're all ready then?
Yep, pretty much.
Did you spot them? How many? Well, actually, there are at least 6. I'm not going to tell you now. We're going to come back at the end of the video and I'll show you exactly which ones they are. Right now, I'm going to show you 10 of the most common everyday idiomatic expressions, these lexical chunks that we use. Here we go. Okay, number 1, by the way. By the way. Doesn't mean you're next to the path. It just means, by the way, that you're changing topic or adding extra information. Okay. Oh, by the way, have you met my sister? An important part of these idiomatic expressions that are like formulaic expressions is the pronunciation. Is often we think of them as a chunk, like a lexical chunk, one sound. So very often they are linked. By the way, by the way. Think of it as one sound. I'll do that for all of these, okay? Number 2, on another note. Now that doesn't mean that you're sitting on another piece of paper or another musical note. It just means, again, you want to change topic. Oh, on another note, how's your job going? On another note, on another, there's a linking. On another note, emphasis on the note. On another note, excellent, good. Number 3, at all. And that doesn't mean that you're stood next to everything. At all, linking, at all, is used to emphasize a negative thing, a negative feeling, let's say. So it's usually often used at the end of a negative sentence. I don't like spicy food at all, right? Emphasizing that negative, right? Oh, I don't want to do that at all. Okay. Number 4, for good. Doesn't mean that you're in favor of good things. For good or for good means permanently. I'm going to move to Canada for good. I'm going to leave this job behind for good. Like forever. Number 5, as a matter of fact. Now this doesn't literally mean it's a problem about facts or an issue of facts. As a matter of fact, connecting, as a matter of fact, as a matter of fact, as a matter of fact is used to emphasize something, often when you're contradicting something. For example, somebody asks me, where are you from? I'm from England. Oh, from London? As a matter of fact, I'm from Manchester. As a matter of fact, right? Link and stress at the end. As a matter of fact, it's similar to in fact. Similar. Okay, number 6, for sure. Or for sure. Use the weak form, for sure. Similar to for certain. And it just means when you're giving kind of strong agreement, right? For sure. We're going to win this match for sure. I'll go to the shops later. Yeah, for sure. For sure. Number 7, fair enough. Again, we'd link fair enough, fair enough, fair enough. Fair enough is used for accepting someone else's point of view, right? Let's imagine I'm chatting to my daughter and she says, let's go to the beach. And I say, oh, no, it's really hot today. It's too hot. She might say, fair enough, we'll stay at home. If you buy me a pizza. Fair enough. So she accepts my point of view. Fair enough. Number 8, for the time being. For becomes for the time being. For the time being. This just means for now and for a period of time until something changes. For the time being. So maybe, I don't know, your phone has broken. That's okay. You can use mine for the time being. The next one, I am afraid not. Now, this doesn't mean that you are frightened or not frightened. It's just a way of saying no or disagreeing. You can say, I'm afraid, I'm afraid not. Sometimes we just say, afraid not, afraid not. For example, we can say, can we meet tomorrow morning? Oh, I'm afraid not. I'm busy. How about in the afternoon? And finally, number 10, I see what you mean. 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 Think of the sound. I see what you mean. And this means that you understand another point of view, or you understand another opinion, right? My friend told me Madrid is very polluted with the traffic. And when I arrived in Madrid, I said, woof, wow, I see what you mean. There's a lot of pollution here. It's terrible. I see what you mean. That's it. So there you have it, 10 idiomatic expressions that we use in everyday life. You probably know some of these, but you didn't know they were idiomatic expressions. So when you're speaking, yes, use your idioms, but also your idiomatic expressions, right? They're all under the same umbrella. Let's go back to that dialogue. Do you remember? Let me show you one more time and see now if you can spot all of the idiomatic expressions.
Hi, Tom. I'm just getting dinner ready. By the way, did you book that trip to Greece yet?
I'm afraid not. The flights are really expensive at the moment, so I decided to wait for the time being.
Fair enough. Oh, and remember, always use incognito mode when searching. Otherwise, they know it's you and increase the price.
Oh, I didn't know. Okay, I'll do that.
On another note, have you got your new passport?
Yep. As a matter of fact, I picked it up yesterday.
Oh, nice. So you're all ready then.
Yep, pretty much.
Okay, did you see them? Well, let's have a look together. Okay, we've got, hi Tom, I'm just getting ready for dinner. I'm getting dinner ready. By the way, did you book the trip? Tom says, I'm afraid not. No, flights are expensive. I decided to wait for the time being until something changes. Ella replies, fair enough. Okay, she accepts that. And then she talks about incognito search. Be careful with that. And then she says, changing topic, on another note, have you got your new passport? Yeah, as a matter of fact. So here he's not contradicting, but he's emphasizing. I picked it up yesterday. There you've got 6 idiomatic expressions. I hope this video has helped you understand the umbrella of idiomatic expressions and the difference or similarities with idioms, and started to help you get a feeling learn some new ones, get a feeling for when and how you can use them. I will be teaching more about this in the future, so keep your eyes open. And in the meantime, well, thank you so much for watching. In the meantime, there's another one. In the meantime, thanks for watching. You can download the PDF of this over here. There's a link in the description below. Do subscribe, turn on notifications, and, well, I will see you in the next video. Take care, my friend. All the best now. Bye-bye.